Hello and welcome back to Suspended Information. I am your host, Dennis Patholkis, and this is Woo Assassins. Excuse me. For those of you who don't know what the hell I'm talking about, Woo Assassins is a show on Netflix. And it's a series, actually. The first season is up on Netflix right now. And I have to say it's pretty damn good. I know a lot of people are talking about The Boys still. Everything's about the boys, the boys, the boys. This is something a little bit different. It's martial arts with mysticism is what this is. And like I said, not bad at all. So let me take care of some business first before I get into things. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. You can hit the dislike button. I just ask you to go down in the comment section. Tell me what it is you don't like about the show. Give me some constructive criticism, some feedback, if you will. If you want to know when I'm going to be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below as well. Don't hit the bell again. If you've already hit it once, it will unclick it. You can go into the bell settings and get as many or as little notifications as you want. Also, you can find out what my schedule is by going to suspendedfanimation.com. That has my schedule up for the week. And also on Facebook, I have it up there as well. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram. I also have a Patreon page, but I don't have any tiers set up as of yet. So there we go. All right. You didn't like Woo Assassins, huh, Morks? All right. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Yes, actually, Pen Farm Girl, this is what Iron Fist probably should have been. There's some things I didn't like in this too, but I'll get to it in a minute. So let's get to this a little bit. Spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the shit out of the episode. I'm only talking about episodes 1 through 5, by the way, the first half of the season. I'm not going to talk about 6 through 10 until next week. So that's right, only 1 through 5. And I've actually gone up to number 7, episode 7. So, but I'm only going to be talking about 1 through 5 on this. So, spoiler alert, I am going to be spoiling episodes 1 through 5. If you haven't seen them, go and watch them. Come on back. This will be a video, and you can comment down below in the comment section. So, that's okay, Pen. I mean, how are you enjoying it so far? I should ask you guys, how are you enjoying it so far? Those of you that are watching it. Yeah. More than likely, Mufinobi, they will cancel this because I actually am liking it. Yeah, they most likely will cancel this show, given how things have been going. Although it is kind of funny, I'm going to say in later episodes, there is an alumni from Swamp Thing that is in the series. So, hey, Viking Bitch. Viking Bitch, are you actually watching this? Because it does have your spirit animal, Catherine Winnick, in it. She's in this show as well. I'm liking it, but it makes me want to go back and finish Warrior. Yeah, Warrior was actually really damn good, Pen Farm Girl. Warrior, I'm looking forward to season 2. I've already seen some stuff for season 2, and I really do like Warrior. Warrior is a different class of show than this, and I'm going to say right now, the one thing I did not like is the hip-hop music that's thrown in. I understand I'm old. It's not for me. They don't gear stuff towards me anymore because I've fallen out of that age group. But they need to tone back on the hip hop fight scenes, or the hip hop music and fight scenes. It feels dated in a way. I don't know. It made me think of what's that Jet Li movie? Romeo Must Die. Romeo Must Die. That's the one. And yes, Catherine is fighting in this, Viking Bitch, a lot in this one. I mean, she is kicking some ass. The women in this, I have to say, there are some fight scenes in this that are absolutely brutal with the women in it. And I am talking like very brutal, and it's women fighting against women, and they are just not holding back. And I actually just saw when I was doing some stuff on Twitter, taking a look at it, June Lee and forgive me, I can't remember the actress's name all of a sudden, but Juju Chan is the other. She's actually a singer in China and also a martial artist. So Juju Chan and Lee Jun Lee, they have a fight scene in the kitchen That is absolutely one of the most brutal fight scenes I've seen in anything, and there's also another fight scene in the second half of the season that's even more brutal than the kitchen fight scene between those two. And I was actually kind of surprised by it, to tell you the truth. And every bit as good as the martial arts stuff that we're seeing in Warrior. Is the final countdown or Mortal Kombat? I don't know what you mean by that, Mr. Roboto. Romeo Must Die. There we go. Romeo Must Die was a weird movie, but there's some stuff in this where they're starting, you're getting into the scene, and then all of a sudden the hip hop music comes in and kills the momentum of the scene all of a sudden for some reason. I don't know if it was something that if it was just the selection of the music. There's some stuff that's actually good that works in it, and then there's other stuff it kills the momentum of the scene completely. So that is a little bit. Joe says, here's a criticism I have. Is it good to have a female perspective? No, I'm not doing any group efforts at the moment, Joe. So no. So let's start off with what's going on here. We have these characters. It's set in San Francisco, modern day San Francisco, which is already a plus for me on that one since I'm from there, if I haven't mentioned that before. So we have the actor Iko Uwais. I am going to mispronounce his name. I already know this. The guy from The Raid. He is playing a character named Kai Jin, which I'm fairly sure the writers named him Kai Jin on purpose because it sounds a lot like Gaijin, which is foreigner. And since he is supposed to be part Chinese, part Indonesian, and he is a chef, and he owns a food truck, he's running a food truck, not successfully, of course. And he knows some people that do have a good restaurant, Jenny and Tommy, who are brother and sister, who have like an upscale Chinese restaurant in Chinatown. And then, of course, they also know Lu Jin, who is another friend of theirs. Lu Jin Lee is he's a triad member, is what he is. And he's always trying to, tell Kai that he'll give him money to, set up a food truck if he wants, to trick out the food truck, all that kind of stuff. He steals cars, he boosts cars and sells cars, all that kind of stuff for a living. And they all know Uncle Six. Uncle Six is the head of the triad in San Francisco. And things get, really, they move pretty fast in the first episode. I'm going to say this right now. They jump straight to it, which is great. I'm glad they actually jumped to it instead of dancing around it. So Kai is, he runs afoul of the triad. He, instead of going to Uncle Six like he should, he doesn't. And Uncle Six considers him his son, is what's going on. So he doesn't. The triad members attack him and his truck. And as he's driving away, he almost hits this girl. She gets up and says, "You have been chosen," and gives him this piece that lights up and mystically takes him to this fog shrouded street with torches. And she says he's been chosen as a Wu assassin. And the Wu assassins are basically, she explains that there are 5 warlords that have elemental powers. So fire, earth, metal, wood, air, and water, of course. And they're all trying to bring about the end of the world. And he is, well, not the end of the world. If they take over, they will bring about the end of the world. So, and he is supposed to kill, kill these guys and take their power away from them, of course, and hide it away again. And so Ying Ying is her name, is the girl's name who takes him and says, and is training him essentially, and telling him that 1,000 monks sacrificed themselves in order to be put into this, to defeat the 5 warriors before. the 5 Wu Sing is what they're called. And they failed, of course. And this is the thing that kind of gets a little bit murky, because at some point she says it was 1,000 monks that protect him as well. So he can actually have his face change to any of the 1,000 monks that gave their lives, and also have their abilities and their memories and all of this. He can actually learn from what they learned. And the other thing was, she says there have been 999 Wu assassins before him. He's the 1,000th. But the one thing that's kind of made unclear is if at one point she's showing him the hall of the Wu assassins. They're all like terracotta figures. And are they all part of this as well? Are they part of the power set? I don't know for sure. And that's one thing that's kind of not made clear, quite honestly. Yeah. But I think maybe it will be by the end of this season. So Netflix presents Airbenders, the series. No, it's not Airbenders, the series, Mufinobi. It's, it's the whole thing. They've gotten the chosen one. He has to defeat the evil people before they take off. But they changed it a little bit, okay? We find out that Uncle Six is actually the Fire Wu. And he's the one that he saved them from a warehouse fire 15 years ago, but they didn't know that he was the one that actually started it, because he killed off the rest of the head of the Chinese mafia, and became the head of the Chinese mafia as a result of this, by killing them all off. But as a result, he had to save them from that fire as well, because they were locked in a room. And one of them, Li Zhu, got burned. They all blamed Tommy for it, because Tommy is a drug addict. So I know this kind of goes all over the place, and I'm kind of covering a lot. I'm not going to go episode by episode on this one. I'm doing an overall view of this. So Iron Fistless presents an Asian martial arts series on Netflix. Now, this actually, movie Finobi, was a lot better than Iron Fist. A shitload better than Iron Fist. And quite honestly, that's because these people actually know what martial arts are, versus Finn, the guy who played Danny Rand, who didn't know any martial arts whatsoever, and really showed that he sucked at it. And his acting sucked too. So yeah, I will go on record as saying that Iron Fist sucked. Oh, okay. I didn't see that, Mufinobi. I'm not reading the chat as I'm talking here, so I read a little bit of it at the end there. So, yeah, Kai is put in the position now. He doesn't want to kill, but he has to kill these 5 guys to get the power from them to save, to save the world, essentially. The show is good, but what does it have to do with comics? It's got mysticism in it, Joe. So it is fantasy, sci-fi. It doesn't have to be all about comics. So, yeah. That's fine. You can unsub me, Finobi. You won't be missed. No, really. Maybe not. So we have, of course, a whole bunch of how can I say that? So we have a lot of really good martial artists in this show. We also have Mark Dacascos as one of the monks. He actually shows up early on and kicks the shit out of some triad guys in the hallway. And that's actually how we open up, is we see Kai with a gun to the back of his head, and this guy calling him an old man. And I was like, what? Why are they calling him an old man? And he is beating the shit out of all these guys. I mean, he actually takes the clip out of the guy's gun and jams it into the guy's leg, like through his leg, and then throws him over the railing down into the stairs below. It is quite honestly some really brutal martial arts stuff that's going on. I mean, there's a lot of gratuitous blood in there. There's also shootings. It's brutal. I'm going to say that much. It's very well done. but strangely enough, no nudity, which is also interesting as well. Kai, how can I say this too? So the lead in this, Eco, isn't the greatest actor in the world. He's not supposed to be, quite honestly. But I don't know. I gave him a lot more leeway than I probably would have otherwise, because the rest of the characters were compelling enough that I liked them. Catherine Winnick is a police officer with the SFPD, and she's actually trying to infiltrate uh, the gangs before there becomes a gang war, because they got word that a gang war is going to be happening. All because of this guy moving in, Alec McCullough, who is trying to move into the gang into Chinatown. Is basically what's going on. Turns out that he happens to be a Wu as well, a 500-year-old Wu, by the way. And he's the only 500-year-old Wu because he has the power of wood, which is healing, or excuse me, wind, which has the power of healing. So yes, I did say nudity. So there we go. I like the pinning of the hand to the wall with the guy's own knife. Yeah, Penn. I actually, and the way he did that was he slams the knife through the guy's hand. The guy shrieks in pain, looks up, and then he taps the back of the hand and nails it to the wall. And I was like, that's fucking badass, and also pretty violent at the same time. Penn Farm Girl says Catherine looked younger in this than in Vikings to me. Not that it mattered. Yeah, she did look really good. She, yeah, I agree with you, Penn. She did look younger in this than she did in Vikings. It's probably, yeah, all the makeup and everything that they've been doing. And the nose ring helps too. Minus the bad dubbing in the movies. The show reminds me of Kung Fu Theater on Saturday afternoons. And yeah, that's the whole thing. So the other thing is Tommy, Jenny's brother, and he's her older brother. They have a family restaurant that her mom and dad, or their mom and dad, live in Hong Kong, and so they are expected to run the family restaurant and obligations, if you will. So we have that going on as well. So there's story to this. There's actually backstory to this. You have Jenny's running the store. She's the responsible one. She's the younger sibling. And Tommy is kind of the fuck up, if you will. He's addicted to heroin. He's trying to quit, but he's never really, and it's all because of this whole fire thing. Everyone thought that he started, but he didn't. Everyone blamed him for it. He blamed himself for it. And we find out later on that, of course, he didn't need to, because Uncle Six was the one that started the fire. And they all thought Uncle Six had saved them, but he was actually the one that put their lives in danger in the first place. So, did I disconnect there for a second? I may have. So, no, I think I'm okay. There we go. I'm back. My chat just disconnected for a second, so that was the reason why. It was kind of weird. Yeah. My chat tells me if I'm disconnected or not, and it did. That was just kind of a weird thing. So you have that dynamic as well, that Tommy and Jenny working out their problems, their real world problems, while all this mysticism stuff is going on. And it's not soap opera-y at all, which is really good. And then you also have what's going on with Lu Jin, his whole thing where he feels that he needs to be in the triad in order to help out these other friends of his. And yeah, there's all kinds of real world stuff going on. And honestly, Tommy is a character. The way he's played, I actually know a person like that. And I have seen a person. How should I say this? Yes, I've known a person like that in my life. That was through a good friend of mine, and had a brother that was addicted to heroin and all this stuff. And actually, the parallels of what he was going through was actually strangely similar. It was kind of weird. So it actually is written fairly well, like I said. Plus, you have a whole bunch of martial arts going on as well in all of this, and mysticism going on as well. Yes, exactly, Joe. No hallways with feelings in this one. Everyone gets their shit worked out, and they work it out like that. Not like that most of the time, but they talk about it for a second and go, okay, I see where you're coming from. Good, we're moving on. And that's actually pretty good in a show. No feelings in alleyways either. No. Sometimes feel up in alleyways, but nothing. That's a different story altogether. So Uncle Six, at the end of episode 5, so he ends up finding out that Kai is the Wu assassin. And they have fought by the end of episode 4, and he sees that Kai is the Wu assassin. And in episode 5, Kai goes to kill him with poison. And Uncle Six says, I know who you are. You're the Wu assassin. And he goes, and this isn't going to work. You need to actually, if you're going to kill a man, you need to look him in the eye when you do it. And Kai looks at him and says, so are we supposed to fight now? And Uncle Six says, no, I've got a better idea. And he sits down and talks about it. So this is where you have a little divergence in story, where normally you would have that whole, okay, we need to fight because now I know you're the good guy and I'm the bad guy, or you're the bad guy, I'm the good guy, and we need to fight. No, they actually sit down at the end of episode 5 and say, I have a different solution in mind. And the Wu assassins are waiting. Yeah. Okay. So we end up finding out also at one point that this guy who's moving into the Triad territories, Alex McCullough, was a Wu assassin back in the early 1500s. Actually 1519. It's actually 500 years ago. And his wife and child were killed by one of the Wu Sing. And he ends up killing almost all the Wu Sing. He gets their power. He gets the last one, which is the wind one. And he thinks he can bring his wife and child back with all this power. And he ends up killing himself. He slits his own throat, releasing the Wu assassins, but he has the Wu Sing power in his hand, which ends up going into him, saving him. It's really kind of fucked up in a way. And then he's alive for 500 years, being tortured by the memory of his wife and child, and not aging and not dying because of the healing properties of his particular Wu Sing that he's got in him. It's, like I said, it's a very involved story, but it's pretty damn good. Which means it's probably going to get canceled, more than likely, because I like it, and I have now reviewed it, and that's what's going to happen. I have to give some props though to the actresses here again. Like I said, Lee Jun Lee as Jenny does an awesome job. Lawrence Cow too. I mean, great job as Tommy. And Catherine Winnick hasn't been in it that much to find out what she's doing, but Juju Chan, quite honestly, she's actually really, really good. Just with looks that she's doing alone, she's actually very, very good. Celia Aw, who plays Ying Ying, she kind of chews up a bit more scenery than she needs to. So, and Byron Mann, by the way, is Uncle Six. I just gotta say, Byron Mann is pretty damn awesome. But then again, he's an actor. You'll recognize him when you see him. He's been in lots of stuff. And of course, Mr. Young, played by the actor Zima, who was he plays a great character in The Lady Killers, the Coen brothers, The Lady Killers. And he plays the general in The Lady Killers, one of my favorite Coen brothers movies, by the way. And he's great in this one as well. He brings that little sense of humor, but also gravity to it as well. Dennis, you must use your power only for good. Yeah, I know, liking bitch. It's not my. Yeah, it's not my fault that it gets canceled. Well, they made the mistake also of bringing it out against the boys. I mean, come on. Everyone's talking about the boys right now. No one's talking about this, which is really a big disappointment. Netflix should be pushing this show quite a bit, quite honestly. People would like it. If you like martial arts, yeah, you would like this. Yeah, I agree with you, Pen Farm Girl. Ying Ying could have been really annoying, but she just kept it at the right level. She does get a little scene chewy at some points and kind of gets in Kai's face, quite literally. And that's what kind of bothered me about her. But yeah, Li Junli as did I just say her name wrong? I probably did. No, I said it right. Li Junli as Jenny does an awesome job. I mean, she so far is my favorite character. Netflix is nagging me when I load my app to watch. Wish they marketed other shows better. Yeah, I wish they did some commercials. They're going to be losing a shit ton of viewers fairly soon. By the end of this year, when the other big ones come online, they are definitely going to lose a lot of viewers. I'm not the only one who's saying this. There are other places with better pedigrees than mine that are saying this as well. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to actually notice that. Legion on the brain. Yeah. Legion took over your brain. Yeah. Why is no one watching? That's no, Joe. I didn't say that about Krypton. I didn't say no one was watching, and that got canceled right away. That was Krypton's own fault on that one. And I didn't even like Krypton all that much. It was okay. I tolerated it. I made it through an entire season of reviewing it without saying too much bad stuff about it. Craptown, exactly. And there you go. Doesn't take a Dolph Lundgren to understand. Hey, Dolph Lundgren has a master's in chemical engineering, by the way, Movie Fanobi. Just if you wanted to know that. He really does. I was actually surprised. I learned that like a long time ago. And okay, so that's okay, got it. I must break you. Yeah. You said rocket scientist. No, I didn't. So yeah, go on and watch it. If you haven't seen the show, go and watch it. It's out there. It's on Netflix right now. Like I said, go out there. If you're interested in martial arts, if you like martial arts, you're gonna like this show. You really are. I am not kidding you. It's got some really good fight scenes. If you like Daredevil at all, if you liked, Iron Fist for whatever reason, you're gonna like this show. It's got more martial arts to it, and it's got a story to it, a good story to it. It's got good characters, good character developments. It's got a great villain who's not really a villain, quite honestly. And that's the best kind, is where you get a sympathetic villain who knows he's a villain, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if you wanted to like Iron Fist, exactly, Pen Farm Girl. If you wanted to like Iron Fist, but you weren't getting what you needed out of Iron Fist, this is what you'll get. Go and watch it and hit Dennis's dislike button. Then Sasha will tell Dennis everything she dislikes about him. That's a daily occurrence. I really enjoyed Daredevil. Wanted him to. Yeah. I'll put on the suit on last season. Yeah. I don't know why they didn't have him put the suit on, Movie Fanobi. I really don't. It was really stupid. But hey. Then again, it was all Jeff Loeb. So yeah. There's a lot of stupid things going on right now in the Marvel universe. That's all I can say. Marvel TV and movie universe. There we go. So, who hasn't seen it? I should say, everybody who's here, who's just watching just for fun. I'm sure some channels will say it's too SJW with super woman. It's not. It is not SJW at all. And honestly, I fucking hate that term. You know, only fucking rednecks and white supremacists use SJW as a, yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now. Yeah, they can go fuck themselves for all I care. Yeah. So, like I said, it's a good movie, good show, I should say. Movie. It's a good show, and I made it through 4 episodes in a row, and they're about an hour, an hour long. I don't know if it's that harsh, Joe. Quite honestly. No, I'm not. I'm not directing that at you, Pen Farm Girl. I know you were saying that's what some people will say it is. Yeah. So that was not directed at you, just so you know. I'm just saying those people that use those terms. It's Chiefs jovial weekends. Yeah. God. There's just a lot of people that like using stupid labels for whatever reason that it is. And most of those reasons are, they're trying to be, there's a great scene in here that's in the second half of the season. That's all I'm going to say. That kind of deals with things. It's one of those scenes that you can see coming. And you're like, oh shit, why are they doing this? And they actually handle it fairly well, quite honestly. And I was kind of surprised. I was like, huh, that's actually pretty well done. It's not a stereotypical scene. It starts off where you're like, oh no, they're going to do a stereotype scene here, aren't they? And then they don't. And I have to say, the writing is actually fairly smart on this too. At one point, Catherine Winnick's character, when she is infiltrating Lu Jian's chop shop or his car thief ring, she is supposed to go with Kai and go get him a new windshield for his van, for his food truck. And he's being kind of slow, and she's like, come on. For some reason, Lu Jian tells her that that Kai is Chinese and Indonesian. I don't know why. He just does. And then she's like, all right, we're going to go. And he's being kind of slow. She goes, come on, chop, chop, is what she does. And Lu Jian and Kai both look at each other. He goes, you heard the lady. She said, chop, chop. And, it's a white woman saying this to an Asian person. And at one point, they're in the next scene, they're in the car and they're driving. And she goes, sorry, I really, I didn't mean to say chop, chop. She goes, I'm not one of those people. She goes, it was just, I needed you to move along kind of thing. And she apologizes to him for being an asshole, which you wouldn't have got in any other show. You wouldn't have had the follow-up to it. Yeah. And that's what this show does. I kind of like it. They're not being in your face about it, but at the same time, they're not avoiding it either. And they're not actively trying to go out of their way to do something else about it. They actually, yeah. That's all I'm going to say on that part. Viking bitch Wentworth is worth the wait. A crazy well cameo as the season ends. Okay. I finished it, JG. It was insane. Yeah. So, am I late? Yes, you are, Joker. You are late. Excuse me. Excuse me again. I know we just don't need to call out channels, nothing purposely. Yeah, I'm not calling out anybody. I'm just saying people who use those acronyms shouldn't, because there are certain types of people that use those acronyms. I'm not talking about any other shows. Like I said, I know what you're talking about. I hear what you're laying down. Joker says, I think I'm on episode 4. Oh, okay. That's where I am too, Joe Greer. I'll finish before next week. Yeah, I will definitely finish before next week. Don't worry about it, Joe. Yeah. You picking up what we putting down? I am Viking bitch. There was I saw something recently. It was kind of funny. It was a dance off that was like an old school one. You throw out the dance and someone picks it up and throws it back to you across the street. So 2 people on 2 different street corners, and the camera was going back and forth, and I started laughing. It was actually pretty damn funny, and it was a pretty good epic dance battle too. Speaking of picking up what they were putting down. I'll just diffuse bombs and that's okay. So, with that said, go out and see it, or stay home and see it since it's on Netflix. Go and watch it, man. I know you're watching The Boys as well, which I'm going to be covering on Friday. It's Friday. That's right. Friday. Then, of course, Saturday is going to be Saturday Morning Blast Off, followed by Sunday with Preacher. Monday, I don't have anything as of yet. You know what? On Monday, I might cover The Rook, just the entire season of The Rook, just to kind of get it out of the way. I am Pen Farm Girl. I'm saying Netflix and chill. Netflix and chill with some Woo Assassins. So, yeah, Netflix and chill with some Woo Assassins and Iko Uwas. Uwais? I don't know how to pronounce his name. What's The Rook, Pen Farm Girl? Well, if you have Stars, The Rook is a series about a British a secret intelligence group that has superpowered people, if you will. They are kind of mutants, if you will. And the Americans have a group too. They're all kind of underground, and there are rumors of these people that are out there. But it's about one a woman who has lost her memory. And don't worry, if you don't have Stars, don't worry about it. Like I said, I have all the movie channels right now because it's part of the package deal that I got with cable, and it's cheaper than what I was getting with DirecTV now. Yeah. It started off really shitty, I'll say that, with The Rook, but it ended okay. That's why I figured I'd do the season as a one-off. And also since I need something to fill that gap there. And that'll work. Because next week's going to be just as dead as this week. And so I just need something to pop in there until things start up the week after. Oh, no, I did not forget that, Joe. That's coming on Saturday. I will be talking about that on Saturday. Yeah. I'll be talking about a lot of news on Saturday. Oh my, Dennis has a gap he needs. Yes, I do have a gap that I need to fill. Viking bitch. Yes. And I know how to fill it. Yeah. So with that said, if you like what you see and like a double entendre, a good double entendre, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Also, if you want to follow me and see when I'm going to be on live again next and get a 50-50 chance of actually getting notified by YouTube on time, you can hit the bell down below. If you've already hit the bell, don't hit it again. It will unclick it. You can go into the bell schedule and get as many or as little notifications as you want. Or you can go to my webpage, suspenderfanimation.com, and take a look at the schedule there. I also have that same schedule mirrored on my Facebook page for Suspended Fanimation. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram, and I also have a Patreon page, as Penn has so graciously put up there. I don't have any tiers set up yet on the Patreon page, but I will by the end of this year. I am working on some stuff. That's all I can say. Because I don't know when I'm going to get it done. Plug. Yes. I know. Pen is the good mod, unlike some others. I'm kidding. I made myself laugh on that one. I get a cookie for that one, for making myself laugh. So, I take it. I know that Penn and Joe Greer have watched this. Mufinobi, you haven't watched this, I take it, as of yet, and neither has Viking Bitch. You haven't watched it either. You get no cookies. Yeah, go and watch it, Mufinobi. I would say there's a Netflix and chill option for you guys, but there you go. Byron Mann was on Blade this year. Yeah, that's right, Joker. I forgot about that. Byron Mann's been in a lot of things, though. I mean, he's been in a lot of things, and I like him as an actor. He's one of those guys. Whatever he's in, he's good in. Even if it's a shitty movie or show or whatever, he's actually a good, capable actor. He's a working horse actor, is what he is. A workhorse of an actor, I should say. Working horse actor. There we go. Where he always delivers. No, I haven't, Joe Greer. I haven't watched HBO Succession. I swear, Viking Bitch, if you don't, you'll like it from the first go, the get-go. It starts off with some gunplay in martial arts. I mean, that's literally how it opens up. And if it doesn't grab you then, it's, yeah. Now, I can do a purple nurple if you want, Mufinobi. It's going to be hard to do long distance, but hey. Hey, Viking Bitch, can you do that for me, purple nurple? For Mufinobi, make it 2. I have Kung Fu Hustle on DVD, Joker, the 3rd. It's up there in the, yeah. I like Stephen Chow's stuff. Not all of it, but most of it. God of Cookery was awesome. God of Cookery is just actually a lot of fun. And of course, oh God, and now I'm blanking on it. The soccer one. I can't remember what the soccer one was called. Yeah, God of Cookery is actually really good. Is that what you're doing, Mufinobi? Are you shutting me off right now? Are you telling me it's time to go? Or are you taking off? So tomorrow night I'm going to be off because I have a work thing that's going on. And I'm moving the boys to Friday, and also next week as well. It'll be moved to Friday. And then it'll go back to Thursday again because, that's the way I am. I like moving things around a little bit here and there now. All right. That Matthew McConaughey performance is still going to stand out as the most disturbing thing he's ever done in his career. Strangely enough, that one will. He's done a lot of disturbing shit. I mean, especially those Infinity car commercials. Those ones are very disturbing. But yeah, Dazed and Confused, that character, some really wrong things. All right. And with that said, thank you, everybody who joined me in the chat. Thank you if you made it this far in the video and have subscribed, which after that, I don't know if you will, but hey. Thanks. No tears. Tears. Peers. Tears. See? Peers, tears. It's the same thing. Just because Sasha got on my ass about it doesn't mean it's true. Beers. Exactly. Beers, HR. That's like, hey, you were hiding down there. Exactly. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Pen. And with that said, I will see you guys on Friday for the boys, and then again on Saturday for Saturday morning blast off, and then again on Sunday for Preacher, and then again on Monday for the Rook, and then again on Wednesday for the second half of Woo Assassins. So go on out and watch it, or like I said, stay home and Netflix it. Netflix and chill. There you go. And remember, Viking Bitch, I'm looking forward to hearing about that purple nurple, or the 2 purple nurples on Steve. On the movie for Nobi there for me. Yeah. Hey, did you watch Woo Assassins, Ejar, or no? And nope, sorry. All right. Well, I tried. Go and watch it, Ejar. You came in at the tail end of this, so you haven't seen anything as of yet. You'll actually enjoy it. If you like martial arts, it's good. I'm going right now. So thank you, everybody who joined me tonight in the chat, like I said, and thank you if you got this far in the video. And with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may get the shit beat out of you in a hallway by a bald monk who claims that he's a chef. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.